What's up, everyone? All right, I'm setting up. I'm gonna set up my phone just so I can see I'm alive yet. I gotta run some tests here. All right, that was weird. See? Ooh. Okay, I see what was happening. Looks like I'm live. We're doing this. All right, back to the lives. Coming back. All right, it's going to take a minute to get set up, so let's go ahead and get comfortable, settle in. Uh, Open up your laptops, get ready to geek out. This is the season for geeking out for sure, especially if you are a web nerd like me. All right. So we are going to be doing a Q&A. We want to keep it totally open. This isn't just me just talking, but we want to get some engagement. Like I'm here to answer all questions. This is going to be a space where we could connect and to do it the best that we can in this type of environment. All right. So everyone, Carly, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing? Awesome. And Artit, all right, welcome. Late night, right? Okay. Huh, strange. There it goes. Let me see if I could pin this up. All right. Hmm. Okay, I'm just starting to get used to my controls right here, get used to the setup. We're doing this, so we're doing this. Back to the live streams. I missed it. It's one of those things once you stop doing it, it's kind of hard to get back into it. And I just miss it. So we're going to do this. And I felt this is a perfect time because it's Black Friday. We got a lot of things to look at, to geek out on. I personally want to hear what all of you are planning for your Black Friday. What are you going to get? Because at this time of the year, for us creatives, for us designers, developers, those of us that love to geek out on our web tools, well, this is the best time of the year to scoop them all up, to try not scoop them all up. We want to be careful not to get too many or to buy the wrong ones. I know I bought some last year that I never even used, like never even touched them. We want to avoid doing that, but at the same time, there are some last year, some deals that I missed out on, and I want to make sure I get all my bases covered. All right. How do I pin this? I should be able to pin. It's not giving me the option anymore. I think I just need to play around with this a little bit more. All right, Charlie, got a question. Looking for a new chair. Any suggestions? A chair is, man, it's one of those things where, you invest in it, you really get something out of it. And truth be told, I spend money on things I probably shouldn't. And I'm a cheapskate on a lot of things I shouldn't be. Like a chair. I held out on getting a chair for years. I use the same chair. Like it was comfortable when I bought it, but after a year of sitting on it, like the armrest started to wear off. My arms weren't comfortable on it. So I got this one. It's one of those ergonomics. It does all kinds of stuff, and it's really, really worth the value of the investment. So I don't know, but I know you're out there in the UK. So maybe if somebody else out in the UK has some, has a chair like a super dope chair for Charlie, drop it inside the chat. Pablo, going straight to it, right? I kind of had a feeling this is going to come up, and we're going to talk about it. So Pablo, well, he's asking, what do I think about the new Elementor plans? Yeah, definitely. This is a good time to talk about it because it's really fresh. It just came out. They are, causing quite a bit of stir in the communities right now, like the communities related to WordPress and Elementor. Uh, but I definitely have some thoughts. Let me just get a little bit warmed up before I start spewing it out because, yeah, we'll definitely hit that topic, Pablo. Good question. Okay, David asks, when am I diving into building with breakdance or full site editing? I do not see full site editing in my near future. I do see breakdance though. I'm just not ready for full site editing. The thing is, like, I really love using a page builder. I love that workflow. I have fun with it. Like when I started using Elementor, I felt like I was playing video games while creating something. I'm feeling that way again now. Like my passion has been stirred up again with with bricks. And that like just brought that excitement back, like that initial excitement that I had several years ago when I started with Elementor. I do want to try breakdance though. I want to see what that's like, especially for the WooCommerce factors, because I find that using WooCommerce with Elementor is really not a good combination. I could go more into that if you like, if you want to see why. I do actually have a video coming up a little bit about that, but I really want to see what breakdance does with it. And I want to see if that whole flow is smoother. Plus, I want to see what it's like, coming from using Elementor to breakdance. And, I want to see what that transition is like, especially since, we got another tool that's supposed to be more more of the next level of like Elementor direct competitor, but with that whole cleaner code output, because that's the thing that drew me to bricks. It's the thing that got me wanting to use Oxygen, but I didn't touch Oxygen because, well, I was still trying to master one tool back then when it came out. Good question though, man. David, are you using breakdance or are you using bricks? Are you still with L? What's your main tool right now that you've been playing with and why? I would love to hear that. Okay. And another good question. All right, super up. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and jump into this real quick. Let me see. Okay. Before I get into Notion and we start the deep dive into like add-ons and tools, because I have something planned for that, because I need to start my list. All right. I don't know if you guys have started your list yet, but I need to start mine because next week it's on and cracking. Uh yep, I'm back here in Thailand. So I'm back over here as well. Back here in the north. And Charlie, same chair for 6 years, and it was a hand me down. I feel you, man. I feel you. That's me right there. I could probably go another 6 years with it, right? If it wasn't for like the armrest like starting to wear off and like dig into my skin, like that was the only thing that made me change it. But there are so many other problems with that chair. Mm. Pez, good to see you. Welcome. Man, I'm so glad to see all you. It's been too long. All right, Dave didn't use bricks person. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to take this off. Take that off the screen. Okay. You know what, Dave? You say you use bricks a lot personally in Elementor with clients. I'm pretty much in the same boat right now. Like I'm using bricks for my own projects. We're getting ready to start the new Lytbox, our agency website. So we're going to rebuild it with bricks. We've also built our latest client projects with bricks. But at the same time, I do have other clients that I see Elementor just being a much better fit. Clients that want to be more hands-on, and I'm okay. I'm not against the client, like being hands-on with their own website. I'm not against that. Uh, but it's all depends on the situation as well. All right, Pez, always great. It's always great to catch you here. Okay, check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right here. I got a little something here, and we're going to be adding a bunch of stuff. So what I really want to hear from all of you, I want to hear you guys firing off tools you have your eyes on, because we're going to be adding all this stuff onto a list. I'm going to show you how I start my list, like what I am looking for, tools that I think you should be looking at as well, depending on what your goals are right now as far as your own web business. And this way, everybody watching this could start just writing stuff down. And look at everything that we write down. It's not like we're going to go jump and buy everything, but at least we could get all this stuff, create this list, and take a look and see exactly what it is out there. Because I remember last year, there's one tool that I really missed, one Black Friday deal I really missed, and that was the WP Grid Builder LTD. I really missed getting that. I did not know it was on LTD, and it's like a tool that I really want to use, and I really see myself using, because we use like jet filters, and we use that like with Jet Engine, but sometimes we're using ACF, or sometimes I just want something much lighter. And yeah, WP Grid Builder is like that tool that I've been wanting to put inside my tool bag for sure. All right, let's see here. La Rosa Sure Triggers LTD. Whoa, I did not know that was on the LTD. Okay, let me go ahead and really quick do a screen share. Okay, you guys are probably seeing something weird right there. I'm actually going to move this over here. And I want to be able to see the chat so I'm not missing anything. Okay, so I like to break down everything into categories. That because there's more than just web tools that I need. I'm also looking at design tools, design resources, productivity tools, things like that. So I'm gonna put here. I'm gonna call this, and I'm gonna like basically put my toolboxes right here. Like, what do I need in my toolbox? So first one is going to be just my, I'm going to bundle all this up into WordPress. I was going to do an Elementor and a bricks. But I could break all that down into my list right there. Okay, this one I'm going to call my design list. I want my design tools. I I got some design tools that I stock up on every year. I'm going to show you them, and these tools, they really help me out on my design workflow. I missed out on one of them last year, and I'm a cheapskate. Like, if it's like, it's hard for me to spend $100 a year on a tool that I know I could have got for like $40 on Black Friday. And the thing is, too, by getting it on Black Friday, I know that next year I'm going to have to renew my license, and I get to renew it again on Black Friday. So there was one tool, and that was Flaticon. I don't know why that did that. Okay, no, it's okay. Flaticon. Have any of you used that? Another one is Evanto Elements. That's another one. These two, like I always find, like I use them a lot, and I've had the subscriptions for years, but I let them go last year, and I regretted it. Then I was too cheap to go and renew it. Lana, what's up, Lana? How are you doing? So good to see you here. Awesome, awesome. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just catching up on the questions right over here. Okay. I got to write this down. Sure Triggers is definitely one of them. Also want to keep my eye on SureCart. I don't know what they're going to do, but I do want to keep my eye on it. And then I want to continue this. Let me see Spectre Pro. I know I'm like totally misspelling things right here. And I have released my Acer Pro. Now, if I was going back into like Guten, if I was not going back, if I was going to start using Gutenberg full site editor or something like that, I would be looking at these. And I've heard there's some good deals coming out with both of them. All right. Now, I already got this one a while back, like a couple years ago on Black Friday. Now, this is a one where I picked up a license uh, for like 3 years in a row. And then finally, I just pulled the trigger on the LTD because I saw myself, I'm going to keep using it. And that was the Croco Block LTD. So if you haven't got the Croco Block, that's always going to be one that I recommend. That I bought on a lot of LTDs in the past, and to be honest, most of them I have had buyer's remorse because I didn't really put them to use. And my feelings now on let me open this up. Let me go back here. My feelings on LTDs now are a bit different. I'm a bit more careful with it because a lot of the times when I get an LTD for a tool, like I don't really use that tool, or I might use it a couple times. For example, Fluent Booking just came out on the LTD. I was really tempted to drop, I think it was like $500, for 50 licenses. But then, like, I had to really look like, am I building in a year 50 booking websites that are all going to utilize that LTD deal? And the thing is, it's not. I might have like one, two, three sites a year that might be able to use that tool. And if I'm only going to have, that little number of sites that are going to use it, then it's better to just purchase it as needed. And then also I could build a client that could go towards the client project right there. I don't have to jump on it right away. All right, just catching up here. Uh-oh. You know what? Maybe, can I do this? Oh, that's for two people. Or can I? Okay, I can do that. Uh-oh. But then I can't see the chat. But okay, I'm just playing around with this. Let me see. Maybe I could put this up here. Will that work? No, I got to cover the whole screen, huh? You know what? It's all good. The only thing is I can't really see the chat. I don't know what this looks like. I have to see from my phone right now what it looks like. Okay, other ideas, everyone. Okay, L6 says no regrets getting WP Grid Builder at this 99 for it. Man, that was a great deal. Yeah, see, those kind of deals are the ones that I do regret, and I don't want to regret them. All right. So let me see here. Rosa put a good one. Let me see. Groundhog. And we're going to look up some of these as well. So that's going to go into this one right here. I'm going to call this productivity card or list. And the other one I want to do is SEO list as well. For my agency, we're getting far deeper into SEO. Now, for the SEO, I kind of feel like I'm not expecting big deals on the tools I'm looking for. Like I'm looking at SEMrush and Search Atlas. Uh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other deals like AppSumo deals, but I got so many of those AppSumo SEO tools. Who else here has bought like 20 SEO tools off of AppSumo? Raise your hand, give a thumbs up. Let me know if you also have done that. If you saw my product list on AppSumo, you see. Okay, cool. So productivity, groundhog. And what is that with two G's, La Rosa? Okay, groundhog. No, I haven't explored that right there. One I do want to look at is Rise. That's a productivity tool. I started using it. I'm gonna repurchase it. I've been wanting to, but I first wanted to see if it does go on a deal. Have you guys heard of Rise? Let me see here. Rise productivity. What's Rise, not Rise? So this was on AppSumo, and this is one of the ones that I regretted not getting. I used this for a little while, and this tool is amazing. If you're looking to like automate the time tracking and to really keep focus on the time that you are spending. So if you want to get the most out of your time, and you're like into stuff like this, into productivity, this tool is super, super dope. You set it up yourself, you could customize it. Like, I really like this part, customizing your categories. But this right here, like when I set it, I didn't realize just how much time I was wasting. The way that I look at this was this like really helped me to be more accountable on how I spend my time and not waste it. So I hope this is showing. Okay, it is. You know what? This is cool. I haven't done this type of split screen. Now that I'm looking at my phone right now, I'm like, damn, that's kind of dope. Okay. All right, just geeking out over here. All right, what else do we got? So WP Grid Builder. Let's go ahead and add that to WordPress. And then, all right, can't type today. You know, Davden asked about what tools I'd be looking at for bricks. So I'm going to uh, create a list just for bricks because I have got a really dope toolbox. And, you know, like the tools that came out for bricks have been phenomenal so far. Now, I don't know if they're all going to go on Black Friday sale. The developers of some of these tools, a lot of times they don't like doing Black Friday sales. Like they really see the value in what they built. It's high quality, and I totally get it. I respect it, but I still will double check. Number one, top of the list is going to be Advanced Themer. Like even building brick sites after I've done a few of them with Advanced Themer, it's really hard to build another one without it. This one I'm really happy I got the LTD when it first dropped. I got it just because Maxime was like a really cool guy who helped a lot of people. I knew he had a lot of skills as a developer. I had no idea this tool was going to be so amazing. In fact, this is up there with one of my top plugins of the year, by far, hands down. Like this is up there in my top 3 plugins of the year. I think this is phenomenal what he's built. If anybody here is using Advanced Theme or Bricks, I'm sure they're going to back me up on this one. All right, I want to. Okay, Elstec asked, since I got a Mac, why am I not using shortcuts? I'm not good with shortcuts. I forget them. You got to understand, I came from like, I didn't grow up with a computer. I grew up in machine shops and construction sites. So, like, shortcuts, I get a few of them with some tools, but I can't be all over the place. I've tried, but yeah, it's just, it doesn't work for me. So, yeah, that's why. But I know my way around the toolbox really well, though. Bricks Extras. Okay, this is another one as well. I absolutely love this add-on right here for Bricks. Bricks Extras. This is so well coded. In fact, you know, when Oxygen dropped and started getting a bit bigger, I dipped my toes in it. I wanted to try using it, and it was still early on, and I was still really into Elementor and it was working really well for me at the time. So I didn't dive all the way in. But then I saw their add-on. I was looking at the add-ons that Oxygen has. And they had one called Oxy Extras. And like looking at that compared to Elementor add-ons, it was just like, whoa, this all of them were like super fast, very well coded, super clean. And it's not that like the Elementor add-ons, are poorly coded. It's just they're using Elementor code, which is really, really thick. So, when I saw the Oxy Extras, I was really this close to jumping into Oxygen just so I could use that add-on. Then when Bricks came out, the same team built the Bricks Extras. I didn't even think twice. I got it, and it is a solid tool, definitely up there in the top. Now, frameworks. Frameworks are really important, so you definitely got to check out ACSS. Absolutely. Frames is another one, too, to check out. They both, I'm going to put this together because these just flow together right here. So ACSS and frames is definitely a solid option to check out, and so is Core Framework. And this is by the team that did Motion. Oh God, I forgot the name. The Motion plugin with the GSAP and all that, but it's really, really good. In fact, right now, as we like myself and my team, as we're looking to really dial in our workflow with Bricks, we're looking at how we could utilize these frameworks. And it's for me at least, and for us, it's a little bit of we do a project, we looked at how we could do it better. We do another one, then we look at how we could do it better, and then we do a couple more, and then really we could get an overview of how we could best approach all of our projects. So with that, we're looking at the frameworks, and I want to see, now that we're dialing in our framework for Bricks, I want to see if it's possible to use something like this, like inside Elementor. It's an experiment. I don't know. We'll see how that is. If anybody's done that, please let me know. Okay, I'm going to catch up on some other questions. The Rosa, I feel you. I feel you. Man, they give me all the time. Like, seriously, like, check it out. This is right here. Like, I don't know if you guys could see this right here on my screen, but in my tab, these are all the tools I'm looking at right now at AppSumo. So I got a few. There's another one though. This one, Get Terms. I got my eye on this one. I think I might pick it up. Has anybody used this yet? I'm really curious to hear how it's been for people. Now, I'm a little hesitant if I don't see like 4.5 tacos. If I see like 4 and lower. But when I went to the reviews, it all seemed like a problem with the login that caused some bad reviews. But that was a while ago, and maybe they got that sorted already. But yeah, this is my mess right here. All right, what else do we got? Rise, definitely check out. It's rize.io for anybody who wants to work on productivity. Squirrely SEO. I heard good things. That's a really good buy on that's a really good buy for AppSumo. I think it's back on there right now. It was just on there recently. I'm personally an SEO press guy, and I find that in fact that needs to go on the list. If you guys haven't added this on the list, definitely add it on the list. SEO press Pro. Look at the free the paid version of this is only $50 a month. And that is for unlimited websites. And I think you probably get like $10 or something off, but like 30-40 bucks for unlimited websites for a pro version of the SEO tool. And SEO Press, in my opinion, I feel that it's the top. I mean, it's up, like Rank Math is up there as well, but personally I really think SEO Press is one of the most solid solutions. Slim SEO, though, at the same time, is another option. You could get away with that using it for free, but I think it has add-ons. I'm going to add that to the list anyways, because it is a tool that I want to look at, Slim SEO. Now this, let me see if I could pull that one up right now. But I've been hearing a lot of good things about this, and I do want to use it a little bit more. This is supposed to be a really good option for anybody just wanting to do basic SEO. Because look, a lot of the times, people aren't using the schema and like really optimizing everything like to that level, but just being able to make sure pages are indexed correctly, the metas are set up correctly, your keywords are in there, and it's just SEO friendly. This is supposed to be a really good option, especially because it's super lightweight. It's just really, really lightweight, which I'm a fan of. So I also want to get this inside my toolbox as well. Yeah, I think it was David that I heard it from. All right, let me go back to our live. I think you guys could see me. Oh, it's the screen share wasn't showing. Still getting the cobwebs off of me. Okay. So here is Slim SEO because the screen share wasn't showing up in that corner right there. All right, let me catch up on this. So Bricks Extras, most definitely. Davden, I don't know what was $89. Sounds like it was a good deal, whatever it was. Okay, John asked about Arc handling multiple bookmark folders and subfolders. It's excellent. Like these pages aren't being loaded. I have things for different projects right here, and I love it. Like I'm able to set up things so like right now I don't need to go looking up a bunch of stuff. I can't go back to Chrome after using Arc, especially when you start to get into it, like really using the spaces and organizing them. It just makes the productivity so much better because at any day I could be working on say like 3 to 4 different projects. It might be something for tutorials, something for YouTube, it might be something for a client, something for some design, I might be working on a course. So I have each of these sections, these spaces automated. So I got like, my SEO course coming up right here, so I want to make sure, yeah, it's once you use it, you can't really go back to Chrome. And as soon as it's out for what is it? Windows, I think it's going to be used a lot more. All right. Okay. Any suggestion for customer ticketing system? I'm glad you brought this up because I do have one, and that's going to be Fluent support. I got the LTD on this when it dropped. And I only got like I think I got the single or the 3-site license on this. And we started setting it up. Next year, we plan because, we're putting some focus in the agency and we're going to be doing some things at a higher agency level. We're going to be utilizing Fluent support for a ticketing system for support. So this is definitely a solid tool. I like Fluent, I like their tools. One of my favorite plugins is Fluent CRM. And the thing I like about them is, they work like an ecosystem. They work together, they talk together. So if you're going to use multiple Fluent uh multiple Fluent tools, this is definitely a good solid solution right here. Now, they're going to have Black Friday. They have it all the time. I don't know if they're going to have an LTD though. It looks like they have a discount here, but I'm not sure if this is a normal discount or Black Friday discount. But let's go ahead and add that to the list. So we're just going to put everything by Fluent. Like I haven't got it yet, but I might pick up the Fluent Form LTD. Like, when I use Elementor, I use Elementor forms, but now I'm using more of like bricks and experimenting with other tools. I feel like having like a tool like that is helpful, but this is the one I also want to check out. I got my eyes on MS Form. If a deal comes up for this, especially if it's an LTD, which I'm not sure if that'll ever happen, but if it does, I am picking this one up right here. So this is a tool that I think many out there should be looking at right here. Like this tool Uh, like I barely dipped into it. I've done my research on it, and this seems to be like the up and coming top dog right now. Yeah, so definitely put that on your list. Okay, let me jump over and see what's happening inside the chat. Have a sip of my tea right here. Okay, mem time. Set a rise, mem time. Oh, interesting. You can automatically log in into your tool. Let's check it out. Okay. You know what? I'm going to bookmark this. Let me throw that inside my raindrop. I want to take a look at that. Let me just drop it here for now. Actually, yeah, I'll drop it here for now. I'm gonna circle back to it. That's a good find. Mem time. You see, this is the kind of stuff right here that I was hoping to hear from everyone. I hope you guys are seeing some stuff too and writing some of this stuff down. Okay, advanced themer already disclosed their Black Friday plan. Okay, cool. If do they still have? I don't think he has an LTD. I don't know if he's going to do an LTD though. But if there was an LTD on advanced themer, go for it. If you plan on using bricks, definitely put that thing inside your toolbox. You know what? There's another one I got my eye on. So really quick, back over here to bricks. There's a few more. Bricks Forge. I already got the LTD on it, but this is one of those ones I did not regret. So check out Bricks Forge. But this one I don't have. Bricks Maven. I want to check that one out and see if they come out with a deal. It looks pretty dope. It's basically like a template tool where you could use it with your own CSS. You can use it with ACSS, with core framework, and just build out sites really quickly. I want to see how that works. So that's going to be interesting. All right, let me go back here. Okay, Abdi, what's up, Abdi? Client manager, is that still on AppSumo? I think I saw that on AppSumo. Do you know what? Is it in my tab? Client manager. Here we go. Really? Hmm. Okay. Well, I already have it inside my tab, so check it out. But we got my man Stuart inside the Lytbox Pro Academy. I don't even know if I should be saying this. I hope I'm not disclosing anything. Stuart, if I am, my bad. But he's been creating a really, really dope client management plugin, or not plug like software platform. And I've been like testing it, and I see us using it for my agency. So it'd be cool to see this, but I really do look forward for when my man's platform is ready. I really look forward to showing you guys because, like, for a dedicated web agency that does maintenance plans, like gets all the clients that really focuses on maintenance plans, long-term relations with clients, buys a lot of plugins, has to manage all these plugins, manage expenses, licenses, all that kind of stuff. To have a tool built for us, imagine that. A tool built for us, for just us web creators that builds websites for clients, does maintenance plans. It doesn't have a bunch of fluff. It doesn't have a bunch of stuff that's, the language doesn't match the kind of stuff that we do. It's just straightforward. Man, that tool right there, uh, that's dope. That's something I could see, helping an agency like ours. And I'm sure many of you out there building websites for clients. Yeah, see, I haven't got Termageddon yet. I want to. Some of these terms plugins could be very pricey. And it's not that, we don't have the money for it. It's more like this is very expensive. It's just like a lot of these accessibility tools, I feel they are way overpriced. Not to say Termageddon is. I'm not saying Termageddon is overpriced. Uh, I just want to see, like, I don't know. I want to see if Get Terms can help us save money before we pull the trigger and like get a bunch of Termageddon licenses. Uh, like for me, I just like to cut expenses down, but I do see that is a big expense right there. And also, I'm out here in Thailand, so I think if I was back in the U.S. working with only U.S. clients, it might be a little bit different. Like that investment would make a whole lot more sense. So I'll see. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to pick up Get Terms. I already know I am. I can see it. I've been wanting to get something like that anyways, like on an LTD basis. So, I'll do that, and maybe I'll do like a comparison video coming up between that and like Termageddon and maybe some of the others as well. All right, Pez, also a Fluent CRM fan. Once you use Fluent CRM, you really use it. It's a beast. All right. Davden says he's happy with Bricks Forge. Dude, I cannot keep up with the new features. That's the only thing. Like, I don't touch it for like a month, come back, and it's like changed. It's like double the features in it. They're all welcome features, but God, they're pretty fast the way they come out. Okay, that's a very good point. Working the Termageddon price into the website care plan. All right, how many people are still here? Uh, what do you guys think about the new pricing structure from Elementor? Let's have some fun right now. Let's not just have fun. I don't want to just like talk negative, because I feel like when we focus on the negative, we're only putting out negative energy. Now, some things happen that I don't agree with, that I feel like could have a negative impact. But for me personally, what I have to do is let me stop this right here. I have to like stop and pause. I have to like reflect, and I got to look at how can I change things? How can I make this situation better? How can I turn a negative into a positive? In our industry, things change so quickly. If we get bent out of shape over a change that doesn't agree with us and the direction that we're going in, then we're going to get jaded quickly. We're going to get resentful. We're going to cast blame and stuff like that. And I'm speaking about myself because I know myself well enough, like where I go to, like if I allow myself, if I don't, keep that self-awareness up and stop myself before going though. So, you know, I was really like I saw the news last night, and I did go to bed with like a mega, feeling slighted. I don't know if that's the right word. I went to bed and it was a rough sleep. Put it that way. I just didn't sleep well, and because I do care, and I care about the community. I care about web creatives. I care about people using these tools to build businesses. I know how much hard work and dedication goes into it. And when I saw that move last night, I felt like, this isn't in the best interest for freelancers, agency owners, and people building websites for clients. And that's okay. It's not my business. Like, that's not my choice. Some things I just don't have the power of. Like, I could go ahead and voice my opinion and stuff like that. But what I was why I like to surround myself around good people is because when I woke up this morning and I went to our Lytbox Pro community, which is our private community on Circle, the first thing that I saw was one of our members posting, how can we turn this around to use it to our advantage? And I love that. Like right then and there, it's like that's the kind of that's the kind of mindset and things we need to look at. Now, I'm with you, Stack. I can't find anything positive about the new plan. But what I can find positive is how could we flip this around? You know, like is this a an opportunity for us to focus more on, you know, like really solidifying our maintenance plans? Or is this a way for us to add a new service? Like, say a client doesn't want to take on a maintenance plan. Like, an idea I had when this came up was, you know, some clients that just don't want to pay 100, $150 a month. They don't see the value in it, or they just can't afford it. But they probably could afford $100 to $200 a year for like an essentials, very basic, minimal maintenance that includes a license. This way, too, we can still keep our relationships with our clients. We can make sure our clients are being taken care of. We're not breaking any rules or doing any reselling, because that's not okay to do. But we're, you know, there's things we need to look at and pivot. Another thing too is this could be one of those things that just gets us out of our comfort zones and starts to look at other alternatives at way. Not saying to leave Elementor and jump ship, like get all angry and upset, but you know, it does, there comes a time where we all grow and evolve. So that's my take on it. Now, I'm not thrilled about it. I don't agree with it. You know, I didn't sleep well. Put it down. I think that should sum it up right there. Like, I did not sleep well after hearing that news. How about you guys? Like, what are your thoughts on it? And try to give your thoughts in a constructive way. You know, not like in a, you know, I saw it inside the threads, and I totally get it. And I felt like my first reaction was a knee jerk reaction too. Like, I got punched in the gut. Like, wait, what? No, you know, I just don't like this type of pricing structure in general. You know, it's the reason why I stayed away from like gravity forms and stuff like that. Because, you know, sometimes you need a form that could do everything that the form could do. Like, they built it out, it could do it all. But the only way you could get that feature is if you buy like the unlimited when you only need it from one website. I don't like that. I feel like I'm being forced to buy something I don't need, you know. And so for me, just personally, I just don't like that type of pricing structure. But you know what? I have to say this about Elementor. They listen. They always have. They make mistakes. They're another business. They got, you know, they got decision makers that, you know, they have to do what they have to do to run a business. Uh, but in the past, you know, like when there's been an outcry like this, they have listened, and I have to give it up to them on that. So I like right now, I choose to be patient. I want to see, you know, I want to see how everything unfolds. Everything's quiet. What happened? The chat got all quiet. You guys asked for this in the very beginning of the chat. Now it got all quiet. Got too real. I don't know, or everybody just left. I don't even know who's here. All right, I gotta start bringing on more people. So I do. I'm going to be keeping these going. Uh, we're going to keep them going. I don't want this to stop. All right. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Before I do my big outro, you can tell it's starting to get late. So, guys, one thing you have to know about me is I got a bit older. So, you know, when it starts to get late, like 9 o'clock, like right now it's 10 minutes to 9, I'm already getting ready for bed. And when I get past that point, the filter is gone. Like, I just start, you know, so I definitely will put my foot in my mouth. But you know what? I don't care. I think this is the best time to do this, because this is the time where we can talk and get real. All right. Charlie from Thailand Divers is asking what big change. All right. So here's what happened. Last night, Elementor announced a change in their plans, particularly their Essentials plan. So the Essentials plan is for the single site license. That single site, you know, it's like, I forgot how much. It's like 60 something. You know, it's just for one website. So usually this is going to be a license that somebody brand new to building a website just want to build a website for themselves will buy. This might be a license that you know, freelancers or agency owners might want their clients to buy, because maybe they don't want to give them, license them themselves. They want them to have their own license. Elementor changed that plan coming, I think it's December 4th, where anybody new buying this plan, it's not for existing users, only for new users who buy that plan aren't getting all the features anymore. They're not going to get the form submissions. They can't do dynamic tags with like ACF. They can't use the custom code. Some of the form pro features are removed. CSS is, the option of putting CSS is removed. WooCommerce is removed completely. They basically stripped it out and they made it what I feel is really not usable. Like I would not build a client's website with that. There's no way. Now, it does not affect new users, but if you do have the essentials plan right now, later on in some updates, you might not get them. You might not get new features being added inside the essentials. Now, if you have the other plans like the agency plans and pro plans or expert plans, I'm not sure that I get so confused with all the names. And that was another thing too. There's just so much confusion around this. If you have those, then everything should stay the same. Everything's going to stay the same. Elementor has always been good at grandfathering people. Like I'm grandfathered in from like a very old Elementor plan that I got like 5 years ago. So they never raised it. I have to give kudos on that because not everyone's done that. I think it was WP Rocket raised on me. Even though they said they're not going to raise, they raised on me. All right. But yeah, it caused, global classes. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to catch up on here, but yeah, that's basically what happened. And they announced it and it did not go well inside the communities. It did not go well at all. So I'm pretty sure with such a negative response from the community, I'm pretty sure Elementor, like I know those people, I know them over there. I know them personally. Like a lot, they're good people over there. Some of them I even consider friends, and they're good people that just want the best. And there's some people there I don't know that are making all the money. So it's like they listen though, and I got we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Davin, what's this? What's this? Maybe global classes and a way to unwrap this. Oh my god, dude, that would be so dope. You know what would be really cool? I would love to see a pro mode. An Elementor pro mode where you could just turn it on pro mode and it strips out all those wrappers, like it strips them out. Even if it limits some of the stuff that the builder could do, cuts out all that stuff like we don't use, like, those who build the websites over and over, even has something like global classes, but like it just kind of like transforms it like into this, less div nested type of thing. I would love to see something like that. I always wondered, is Elementor secretly working on something? I kind of feel like if they were smart, and they are smart people, I kind of feel like if they were smart, that they'd be working on something like another project, kind of like what Lewis did with breakdance, like not tell anybody. Like everyone's like oxygen, oxygen, and Lewis is just in the back, like, I got something else. I wonder if Elementor is doing something like that, like trying to make some bricks level Elementor, for pro users. That would be interesting. If anybody here is from Elementor and has an insight and wants to leak it, go ahead. If you're going to leak it, please do it on the Lytbox live. Let me see here. Yeah, see, they won't be adding the new features. Yeah, that's a little bit rough right there. That's a rough one. James, man. Okay, you're at no, we are not just answering questions on Elementor. This is, to be honest, look, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I love talking about the web design business more than anything. To me, this is the most important thing. like that I would love to add value in. So definitely fire away. I would love our conversations to go inside that direction because I believe it's going to help everybody the most. Like, we can have fun geeking out on tools and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, the web business is what really impacts our lives. So definitely, please ask those type of questions. We're going to keep it open. I want to see if some good questions come in. I'm not in a rush, anyways. I like it when it starts to get late because I just start to you might see me say something I shouldn't. I can't really edit these. They go out there and it's all good. And Elementor 4 like Divi 5. I haven't even checked out Divi 5 yet. Is that any good? Let me see here. I heard of something like that. Okay, it's in beta. Is that what it is? But that was a long time ago. That was like half a year ago. Huh. Well, let's go to the home page. All right. No signs about that yet. Anybody else here start with Divi and come from Divi straight to Elementor? I was just like, oh, there's a live chat somewhere. Let me remove that. I got to start doing my Black Friday list too. I know my plan was to do a lot more of it. I'm going to do something though. Like we're going to be back here next week. So next week on Wednesday, like the same time, uh, so I'm going to have my Black Friday list like solidified for everybody. But definitely, I would love to hear more of what you guys are also looking at for Black Friday too, because I want to get some ideas as well. I want to see if there's anything I'm missing out there. I don't know. I can't put that one up on the screen. Maybe you could build a dating platform with Elementor. Yeah, you know what? So Divi 5 coming out next year, it's like they took a long time to do that. The smart move would have been a few years, like several years ago, they should have been like rebuilding it. Because they're going to be coming into some stiff competition. I hope they do well. Like really, I hope they really, plan everything well because they really got some solid competition right now. All right, yeah, you tried it on the test machine. I'll be honest. The very first times I tried Elementor, I wasn't feeling it either. It wasn't until one night I just like went all out on it, and I got into like this video game mode, and that's how it felt like. It felt like I was playing a video game. That was also early on as well, like really early on. Pez, this is how I started too. So I started also with WP Bakery. Man, hey, have you had a client that you built their site on WP Bakery? And then like 3-4 years later you're using Elementor and they come back to you and they need some help. And like sure, I can help out, we can add those new pages, and then you jump back into WP Bakery, you're like, oh my god, like what am I doing here? Like, why did I say yes to this? I did it. It was such a mess. And I remember the last time I did it, I looked at it. I'm like, I don't want to touch anything like this anymore. And that was it. I made the decision. I won't touch WP Bakery. Someone has a WP Bakery site, they need a rebuild. And we could do that for you. All right, Laura has a question. I have a client with 2 sites, and I'm wondering if I should offer them a custom care plan discount option instead of charging them for 2 separate plans. You can. You can. It all depends. I would try not to. I would try to. Well, the thing is, okay, when it comes to maintenance plans, I I truly believe, the most value in those plans is the support, is being able to have you there. Like even if they don't talk to you for months and months at a time, just by having you there when they need you is the highest value they could get. It's like, yeah, hosting is good, backups is good, security, all that stuff is really important. But that support and your commitment to them to be there for them when they need you is the highest value. So with that said, if it's one client but has 2 sites, you're basically still there for the client in the same way. So I would give some wiggle room. Like I'm okay with that. Like I have clients with multiple sites too, and I've given some custom plans. But what I would do first was I would first give them an initial offer, like, hey, like for us, we charge starting point $100 a month for maintenance. They have 2 sites, so like, okay, that'd be 200 a month. I would try to like get a feel. Now, if you already know like they're on a budget, they're already like showing signs like we want to get it, but it's kind of a lot, then like I would give an offer. Like I'm not against that at all. Now, if it's one site and a client's trying to get a discount on just one site, I would not budge on that. I wouldn't do that. But if it's one client with multiple sites, I'm totally open for it, because what I found too with clients that have multiple sites, they tend to sometimes have 3, 4, or 5. This is a client I do want a long-term relationship with. So yeah, I would be flexible with them. All right, James got a quick question. All right. So I'm a freelancer currently based in Nigeria, and I'm trying to get US or Europe clients, but no luck. Fiverr and Upwork. All right, cuts off, but it says Fiverr and Upwork are really saturated. Absolutely. Like what do you think a client from the US or Europe is looking for when they go to Fiverr? That's the first question you got to ask yourself and figure out that one. And then you got to ask yourself, do you want to be that guy? Do you want that kind of client? I can tell you right now, a client from, the US, Europe, or a Western country, when they go to Fiverr, they're looking for something to get done cheap really quickly, and that is not the way that we want to have a relationship with a client. And I'm sure if you want to like connect with those clients, there's other ways of doing it besides those. Switch it around. And don't look at how can I find those clients, but how could those clients find you? How can you put yourself in front of them in different ways? There's many other ways to find clients. A very good way are inside communities. A lot of the people I hire and I work with are in communities that I see in there actively helping people. They show their personality, they engage. So I already know what kind of a person they sort of are. Like I'm attracted to that right there. So that's one option. Another option is make sure you got really good skills, something that stands out. Not like, not cheap or low level work. Make sure you got something really good and push yourself to develop those skills. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but push yourself. And then you could use those skills. And then, I mean, you could use that really to a strong advantage, because you're able to then like show, hey, this is what I'm capable of. And I'm ready to like do this for you. I'm ready to dedicate, like this for you. And then you can start just reaching out to people. They're there. You have to get in front of them. But if you are on Fiverr and you're doing Fiverr quality work, and not to say that there isn't any talent on Fiverr, but when you have like Fiverr developers who are turning around websites for $20 an hour, you cannot expect that developer to put any care into anything, because in order to put care, you need to have that payment to give you the time to manifest that love and care to put into the project. So there's quite a few things to work on first. And I would start there. I would start on, what kind of a person, what kind of a client, not just a client from the country, but think about that person. Like, what is that person's problem? What are they looking for? Why are they looking for somebody? Why do they need this help right now? Start answering those questions to really understand your target audience, your target market. Also, for anybody out there who is like in a country where the economics are vastly different from like the US, and being able to partner with like with a client in the US would have a really big impact, especially if it was like really decent pay. Not I don't believe in doing cheap pay. I can't stand it. Like, I'm so against doing cheap, like paying cheap work, because I don't like seeing us be devalued. Any of us. I just don't think people in our profession that work hard should be devalued. But it's up to us to work hard in order to build that value. There's a big opportunity because there's a lot of agencies like mine. And you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find somebody good to partner with. If you were to get really, really good, get really good, be really dependable, learn how to listen, follow direction, learn how to do all these other skills, and like really add value, you could find an agency to work with, and you could do really well, because it is hard to find really good people inside this industry. So I hope that helps out, man. I hope that helps out. You got more questions like that, please drop it here, because this is the kind of stuff I really love talking about. This is the kind of stuff that I really want to see web creatives, web designers, developers. I want to see, grow and have good lives, not just sustainable, but beyond that. All right, let me catch up here. Let me get a sip too. James, if you have any follow up questions, man, drop them in here. We're here, man. And Pez says using bakery is like a alien language. Man, it's a disaster. It is crazy trying to jump back into it. I can't believe I built with that for, a few years. It is crazy. You're in the back end. It's like all little blocks. You try to click in and click. Oh my God. Man. Yeah, I can't believe that I used to do that. Rustum, my agency, Lytbox. It's just Lytbox. The company name is Lytbox Digital, but Lytbox is our agency. Originally, I started off as Jedi Sites. Now I know, like you see, like like Paul, and you see all like the super dope cats, like the YouTubers with the Star Wars in the background. I got Star Wars all over my body. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like I'm inked up all with Star Wars. My dog's name is Yoda. I just got a new puppy. Her name is Princess Leia. So my first agency was called Jedi Sites. It's still the same agency, but then we started working with some brands that are like pretty high name. And I started realizing that, it's time to change, because I didn't want I didn't want Mickey Mouse coming to my door doing some gangster stuff like we see on South Park. All right. Pez says if they want cheap, let them go get cheap. Yep. It's all right. Cheap clients, like people who want something really quick, like if they're expecting like a website for, $50, $100, man, it's the worst kind of client you could possibly get. you know like, I understand it. I understand you want to, like, save money, but in that way, that's, yeah, like, to me, the biggest red flag that I could get from a client is when a client shows they don't value what's being done. That to me is the worst. I'll never forget one time, like, I was new, and there was somebody I used to work with out over here, and I didn't really get along with him. It's like we call him Snitchy Richie. You know, he used to snitch a lot and just try to get people in trouble. Look good. So I didn't really get along with the guy. But then somebody said, "Hey, can you help me help him build a website?" And you know, at the time, like I'm a brand new web creator. Like I need to make money. Like my first year, I barely made it living off of noodles. So I did it. But the website came out actually kind of decent. Like it wasn't bad. Like even when I look back, like, you know, at the time, even though I was a newbie, it was like cool. But then I ran into him at a restaurant. It's like, okay, just like kind of doing short talk, like, oh, this guy, you know. But I still did the whole polite thing. But he said, "Yeah, man, that website came out really good. I just let my boy do it though. He could do all that stuff really good. Probably could build it better." His kid was like 5 years old, and I can't explain how much that hurt, you know. And I still hold on to it. Like I forgave him for it. Like I don't hold any resentment against him. Like, I might hold some if you didn't hear it came out. But at the same time, like I hold on to that as like a reminder to not work with anybody if they show signs that they do not value what I do. If they don't value the art of web design and development, uh, you know, like it hurts, you know, and we need to build our esteem. We need to build our confidence. And clients like that is going to tear it down. And that's just going to have a long-term effect. And I feel that when, you know, some of us, you know, I'm just kind of connecting the dots right here as I'm saying this. But I feel that some of us, you know, we get stuck in that rut of doing projects for really cheap for clients who don't value us. And it just perpetuates, it continues because we keep working with people who don't value us. So, like, the best way to build self esteem is to do esteemable acts, you know. But when we are letting people devalue us, it's doing the opposite to us. So, it's just something that to be very careful about and to look out for. But the thing is, that's the reason why we got to work hard and get good. Like I believe that any of us could get good by really working hard. Like I barely knew, like I can't do shortcuts, you know, like you saw how I type. I did not grow up with a computer. I barely learned how to use a computer like 8 years ago, just under 8 years ago. You know, I came out of a warehouse and workshops and you know, like so this stuff all could be learned with hard work. All right, any tips on using multi-language sites? That's a really good question. Uh, Start off with Translate Press. It's easiest I've found to get started with. WPML is pretty complicated. You're going to run into a lot of like issues with strings and stuff. But Translate Press, especially if you're using like Elementor, it works very, very well with it. And we do a lot of Thai websites, like in Thai and English. And that's a really hard language to do a multi site for, and we're able to do it. So yeah, start off there, start off easy, kind of get your feet wet. Don't jump into something super crazy with WPML and all the add-ons. So that would be my tip. Andrew, Scotland's in the house. It's all good. Do you know what? That's kind of on me though as well, Andrew. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I do plan to bring this back and make it more consistent and predictable. Plus, we'll keep them up though, so you know, you get stuck in traffic, you can always put it on. Yo, Mark, what's up, man? So good to see Mark in the house, dude. I would love to do one of these lives with you someday. In fact, I'm going to hit you up on that, man. Mark, if you guys don't know and haven't been to Wiki Design yet, definitely go to that YouTube channel. Mark is definitely dropping a whole lot of value over there. I love that channel. So that is one that I feel everybody here should be checking out, most definitely. You're going to learn a lot of good stuff over there. Okay, client email to you. You got me with that right there, Andrew. I always love like these posts or what's coming next. And like, ooh, okay, what is the client saying? All right, client emailed me today saying he's had a lot of spam, despite clicking the unsubscribe link in the email footers. Oh, okay. Well, do you know what? I mean, is a spam if there's a unsubscribe in the footers, then it must be going directly to his email, not from a contact form. I'm guessing because I don't think that option is inside a contact form. And if they're getting a lot of spam to like their email, dude, their email probably got sold somewhere and ended up somewhere, you know, that just got picked up by like some Russian bots. It sucks when it happens, and sometimes when it happens, it just comes really, really hard. Like it just hits it really hard. Weirdest thing happened, like I'm using Turnstile on our site. It's been really good at preventing spam. But just this last week, one blog post, the same exact blog post is getting like about a good 4 or 5 spam comments coming through, and I think they're even beating Turnstile on it, but it's like just that one link. So like that one link somehow made its way into something that's automated and just hitting them. Yeah. So, okay. So what I do when I find like, I first off, I have several different emails. Uh, I use my emails for different things. Like I got my business email, I got my junk email. Because I know that people are going to sell it and stuff like that. If I start getting like spam to one of my emails, uh, I block it. Like I don't even click the unsubscribe. Like I could tell this is a phishing, this is a spam, this is like a dirty, dirty email. I just report and block, report and block. Now be careful with that because like I had somebody do that to me in one of my campaigns who subscribed, and it was not a spam. Like I'm not sending out spam. Uh it's only 2 subscribers, and the unsubscribe is I actually added some CSS to make it bigger and easier. Like a lot of people like to make the unsubscribe like completely unreadable, like 4 pixels. I like to make it really big because I only want people on my email list that really, want this kind of content, want these kind of promotions, stuff like this. And if they don't want it anymore, I want to make it super easy to bounce. But I did have somebody, instead of just clicking that, and that hurts like the email. But you could tell if they're spammy. Report, block, and then they'll go away. All right, guys. I think we're getting ready to bounce off. Now, before we do, I'm going to keep it for open for 2 more minutes. All right, 2 more minutes. It's 9:18 over here. Might be a little delay. Just for any questions, I want to make sure, like, you know, answer any questions and stuff like that. Then I'm going to bounce. Okay, we do got a good question. This is actually a really good one, man. This is a really, really good question. All right. James, uh, what do I think about cold email? So you're currently thinking about reaching out to other freelancers for some sort of referral agreements. All right. There's a difference between a cold and a warm email. Cold emails to me are like mass emails, like you just reaching out to tons of people, just trying to cast a big wide net with something a bit generic to bring them in. That I am completely against. And doing that kind of a cold email, like, cold outreach, uh, I feel is going to yield the same results as, going like on Fiverr and stuff like that. Uh, Personally, I get emailed, daily from that. Not like people reaching out saying like, "Hey, Jeff, like I really love like your videos, what you guys are doing and stuff like that. Just want to connect and see maybe if part of." I don't get messages like that very often. The cold emails are just like, "Hey, we noticed like your website could be looking better," and it's just like, "Wait, do you know what we do?" You want to help me with my website? But those are, it's just cold. And like, just think of the word cold. That's how that relationship begins, in a very cold way. Now, we got warm emails as well. And a warm email is more subtle. It takes more time. Uh it takes more care, it takes more thought. And that is like really connecting with somebody. Connect with somebody with a purpose. Because when somebody, and every now and then I'll get a warm outreach, and the warm outreach is going to look like something like this. They're going to like reach out like, "Hey, Jeffrey, I've been following your content and I've learned a lot. And, like, this is what I'm doing. I would like to, just stay connected, man. Just want to say thanks." That's it. And, that kind of response, I'm going to respond back, because to me, that's very thoughtful, as somebody taking their time. And that also is like, it makes me feel good. A cold email doesn't, it makes me feel bothered. Somebody reaching out, though, in a warm way, makes me feel good. And you'll do the same when you reach out to somebody. That's why I'm saying be active in these communities and start building relationships, start helping people, start looking at other people who are helping, and just do those little warm outreaches. And once you start building those connections, then you can start networking a bit better, and people are going to be more open to work with somebody inside that way. Now, you could do that with agencies and freelancers. You could look at, and there's a whole lot of them that would love to partner and add somebody to their team that they see is going to be a really awesome team member and that could provide value. You could also do this with clients. So I look at a warm outreach to a client. It's like spending time and like kind of going through the area, kind of looking like who needs help, and find like a list of like 10, 20 businesses that need help. Like, you see the opportunity, you see exactly like where they're going wrong. And like, dude, if I were to just redo the site, change some things for you right here, I could fix up your Google My Business just a little bit, and it's going to get you so much more business. Like, I know for sure it is. Like, take your time with that and kind of do a little bit. I mean, all you got to do is spend like a few hours a day. You can find a few businesses. Then you can reach out to them like, "Hey, like, I'm just, like, I ran across your site. I'm looking to help out. I found a way that I feel that really could help out. Here's a couple like notes that I found," and give them some information, show them like, you're not just doing like a spam email. You could even, and this is even better if you can, but like using Loom as well to do a walkthrough like on their website. So there are ways to do this to make it more warm, and I would go in that direction versus cold. It's more work. It's definitely going out of the comfort zone. I'm an introvert. All right. This stuff, reaching out, sales, and all that, dude. This stuff, like right now, you can see me like doing a YouTube live, which is, I feel insane, because like 6, 7 years ago, if you said I was going to be doing this, I would have said you're absolutely off your rocker. There's no way I'd ever do this. I had to force myself to do this kind of stuff. I had to force myself and push myself, get out of that comfort zone. And if the language, you feel the language is off, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. This is where it comes into building esteem and confidence. It's a process and a journey. For me, I started this with none. Like, I started with very low, and I had to build it up. I still have to. I still have to. I'm still on the journey. I haven't got to the finish line yet. Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, the legal stuff is there. I don't know. I feel like people steal my emails. I don't like that. But nobody wants to start a relationship in that way. Like, and that's what we're doing. We find clients and we're working with somebody. We're building a relationship. People don't understand. Like, I think a lot of people don't. Not. I shouldn't say people don't understand. I think a lot of web creators who are focused like on platforms like Fiverr, doing really quick turnaround work, don't really understand how much more we earn working with clients long term. You know, like you might see that project only being this amount, but when you start working with clients long term and you're actually there part like of their business with them, their lifetime value is so much more. And that's really where we want to get to. You know, that's how you build a successful business here doing this. All right, guys, I'm going to keep it open for 2 more minutes. One more question, and then I'm going to bounce out. Good question, though. I'm glad you brought that up. I love talking about this stuff, if you could tell. I like talking about WordPress and stuff too, but I really love the whole business side behind design. So thank you for bringing that up. All right, with that, I'm going to bounce out. Hey, thank you everybody for making this happen. I'm really grateful for everybody who stuck with this. I hope you found some value in this. And look it, for everybody watching this, list inside the comments your Black Friday items. All right, let us know what you want for Black Friday, what you have your eye on, okay? And I forgot to say, I know Lytbox Academy is doing a Black Friday too. But look, I'm not doing a big old shout out on that right now. See, late night just started. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to leave it at that. Hey, thank you, everybody. Have a good day or night, depending where you're at. We're going to be back next week, Wednesday, same time. All right, see y'all.